To do a double replacement, we want to put first and last, third and second. So you're going to take the first, do not carry over subscripts. We have potassium, and last is chloride, do not carry over the subscript, plus third, which is iron, and it's important to note that this is iron Roman numeral 2, or iron 2. So we're going to put the iron plus 2 over here, and then second is phosphide, which is P. Now we do have to balance the charges on the right side. Potassium is +1, chloride is -1, those will cancel. This is +2, phosphide is -3, so we're going to have subscripts of 3 on iron and 2 on phosphide. After this, we don't need the charges anymore, and we need to balance the coefficients. 3 potassium, 1 potassium puts a 3 here. 1 phosphide, 2 phosphides, I would put a 2 here. Since this changed my potassium to 6, I'll go ahead and change potassium now to 6. So we have 2 times 3 is 6 potassium, 2 phosphides, 1 iron, 3 iron, so I'm going to put a 3 here, and now 3 times 2 is 6 chlorides, and this gives me 6 chlorides. So final answer is 2 potassium phosphides plus 3 iron 2 chlorides yields 6 potassium chlorides plus 1 iron 2 phosphide. We'll take the first, which is ammonium, everything in the parentheses, put it with the last, which is nitrate, also just everything in the parentheses, plus third, which is lead, and this tells me it is lead +2, so it is Pb +2, and then second is sulfide. First and last, third and second. Now we need to balance the charges on the right side. So ammonium has a charge of +1, nitrate has a charge of -1, those will cancel, I just need one of each. Lead 2 has a +2, sulfide is a -2, those cancel, so I just need one of each, and now we'll balance the coefficients. There are 2 ammoniums on the left, so I need 2 ammoniums on the right. 1 sulfide on the left, 1 sulfide on the right, 1 lead on the left, 1 lead on the right. This is 2 nitrates, and this is 2 nitrates, so this is balanced, and the final answer would be 1 ammonium sulfide plus 1 lead 2 nitrate is going to yield 2 ammonium nitrates plus 1 lead 2 sulfide. The next example is lithium hydroxide plus sodium chromate. We're going to take the first ion, which is lithium, and the last, which is all of this, chromate, plus third is sodium, do not carry over this subscript, plus second is hydroxide, that's all of this. Now, the reason we carried this subscript over is because it's part of the polyatomic ion chromate, whereas this, too, is not part of the cation sodium. Now we have to balance charges. We have a +1, -2 on lithium and chromate. This means I need a subscript of 2 next to lithium, and I only need a subscript of 1 next to chromate, which is understood. Sodium is +1, hydroxide is -1, they cancel, and we just have one of each. Now we can balance the coefficients. 1 lithium, 2 lithiums, means I need a 2 here. We have 2 hydroxides, because we want to balance this like a bundle. Over here, we have only 1 hydroxide, so we're going to need a coefficient of 2 there. Here we have 2 sodiums. This gives us 2 sodiums. And we have 1 chromate on the left, 1 chromate on the right. And so now this is balanced. The final answer is going to be 2 lithium hydroxides plus 1 sodium chromate is going to react to form 1 lithium chromate and 2 sodium hydroxides. Next example is actually an acid-base reaction because we have this hydrogen and hydroxide. It's a neutralization reaction. So it's first and last, so hydrogen do not carry the subscript of 2 over. Last is hydroxide, OH, plus third is the sodium, and second is all of this, SO4, which is sulfate. We do carry over the 4 because it's part of the polyatomic sulfate. Now we balance the charges. Hydrogen is +1, hydroxide -1, those cancel. Sodium is +1, sulfate's -2. To balance those, I'm going to need 2 sodiums and 1 sulfate. We do not need parentheses for just 1 sulfate. Now we can balance the coefficients. 2 hydrogens, 1 hydrogen. We don't count this one. This is part of hydroxide. We're going to balance those together. Hydrogen 2, 1 hydrogen, so I'm going to put a 2 here. That gives me my 2 hydrogens. I have 1 sulfate on the left, 1 sulfate on the right. 1 sodium on the left, 2 sodiums on the right. So I'm going to need a 2 here to take care of the sodiums. And then finally, I'm going to balance hydroxide like a bundle. There's 2 hydroxides on the left, and there are 2 hydroxides on the right. So final answer is going to be 1 sulfuric acid plus 2 sodium hydroxides will yield 2 waters, HOH is the same as water, plus 1 sodium sulfate.